Hi, hi guys. So let's discuss what is our takeaway lessons today. Who would like to start?
I can start, Elena.
Yeah, sure.
My takeaway moment today was that you need to study in order to gain better understanding, gain knowledge, so that you understand your why idea, your C-type goal, the big goal. And this is something that I realized that throughout my life I've always studied and I've always gained more knowledge as I've changed goals because during my career different things have happened and I've always evolved my knowledge in order to adapt to the goal that I want to achieve. For example, there was a crisis in the property development industry in the early 90s, and as a result of that, nobody was developing any property in London or anywhere else much. And so I developed a lot of knowledge about rail systems, and I took a master's degree in rail systems engineering because I adapted to a new environment. Instead of being property developments in terms of developing sites in London for residential or commercial or mixed use, I went into railways where there's a different sort of development. There's a more constrained environment. It's very much safety and quality constrained. And so this was a new type of environment and quite a complex environment. And I adapted my knowledge and my understanding and improved my knowledge and understanding in order to deal with that goal. And having done that, I've now adapted again into property investment and development and doing much more sophisticated techniques of property investment and development, which enable you to leverage more of the capital that you have available. So my to get back to my original point, you need to develop faith based on better understanding of your big goal.
Okay, good. So this is one kind of the medal, or one kind of the coin. What other knowledge will help us to break through? Of course, we have to be experts and get the knowledge of that is related for us what to do to in order to achieve the goal. But here in this lesson, there is a certain knowledge which will help us to achieve any goal. What is the knowledge? What this knowledge is about in this specific lesson. When we hear about knowledge here, it speaks about the knowledge of the three processes which happen, which we go through when we set a big goal. So the first process is a physiological process which happening, right? Like when we are subconsciously, we have X idea and subconscious control our mind. And we get Y idea, new idea. So we have physiologically, we will have conflict. So when we have this knowledge that having conflict, when we will have worry in our conscious mind, fear in subconscious mind, and anxiety in our body. So when we have this knowledge that when we understand how this process is happening, in which sequence, so when we feel that anxiety, when we feel that fear, and when we worry, we will not bounce back as usually people do. because they have territory, right? Like all we have territory where we are comfortable, even if we don't like those results, but because we have lived in that frequency so long that it is comfortable. So anytime when we want to go out of this territory or zone, yes, it is called also comfort zone. Why it is called comfort zone? You just think about, you don't like results you get, and you stay there because it is comfortable, right? So every time when you want to go out, like when we, why we speak here about big goal, is why it is important to have big goal, because that why we spoke about that, that the goal should be big enough to motivate you, to inspire you, to encourage you, to give you that fuel, because you will need that fuel to break through that terror barrier. If your
Hmm.
goal is not big enough, why you would put that effort, right? You will put effort for something that you worth it, right? So that is why the goal should be big. It should inspire you, and it should give you that fuel to break through, because every time when you go out of comfort zone, on physiological level you will feel anxiety, on a conscious level you will feel worry, and in subconscious level you will have fear, right? And when people don't have this knowledge about this process, that everybody who was in this side of the wall, they had to go through this terror barrier. Just think, this is the wall and you have to break the wall, but when you look at the wall it looks very big. How are you going to break it? And that's
Hmm.
why people who don't have this knowledge about the process of achieving the goal, they just bounce back. They
Hmm.
want something, okay, I will try. How people say? You just think about language, which language people use. I will try my best, right? And the key word here is try. What it means? He will try, and then already says psychologically, because that is X energy, it says, okay, you just try, but you know that you will not do that, and you just bounce back. And this is exactly how people even communicate. They don't say that I will do that, they say I'll try, right? And this is how they try. They start getting new idea, and then they become like, oh, okay, let's do that. Maybe they go to motivational seminar, get excited, motivated, then do something. And then when they face that wall, terror barrier, how we call it, they say, oh, no, 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 it's not for me. It's not time. Next time, oh, let me do something else. Maybe yet I'm not enough yet for that. And they get so many thoughts with just because this subconscious, those subconscious, it will want you to get you back to your comfort zone, right? So when you have this knowledge, this will help you to break through, because in this situation when you feel anxiety, will you feel worry and fear, you know this knowledge which will help you not to bounce back, and understand this is just the right process. This is, you are at the phase 3. Right? And when you just continue moving on, you just continue focusing on your goal, emotionally connect with your goal. Here it is not just thinking consciously, oh, that would be good, yes, and sit 20 years do nothing and just thinking, oh, that would be good. But when you get emotionally involved, this is how things change, because emotionally involved, this is how subconscious. This is why when we write goal every day and not write only, if you really do this program right, you will put 5, 10 minutes, 2, 3 times every day to visualize yourself as achieved, because this is exactly what we need. It is not about sitting and discussing at the logical level what you have to do. It is practicing feeling. Like through feeling, you impress this idea into your subconscious mind. And when it is impressed into subconscious mind, this is how you will start taking actions. This is how you see, yes, this is I see it already. It is my, now I do these steps, step one, step two, and I will be there. And then you start taking those steps, and then you feel first better. You, it's okay. You know, yes, I know I will feel this, but I still going. I take my steps, and here you are. And then you are in the different side, and then you look back and say, oh, it was not even so difficult. How I thought it was difficult was easy. So okay, what is my next goal? And you repeat the same process. So your why, yes, why energy become your X energy, right? Because
Mhm.
already you are in that frequency. See, guys, this is very interesting. Then when once you get to that next level, when you look back, things become easy.
Mhm.
It is like a different, games that they have different levels. Like when you just start playing game, you go look at level 3 or level 5 and you fail immediately, right? Because it is so difficult. Like my daughter plays these games, like it has to jump and there are different challenges. I don't know, she just played 12 levels and I couldn't play even first with I just really astonished how it is like alive. We often discuss with her like every situation is what is that level? Yes, like this is
Mhm.
level maybe 3, but you think you went to 12 and look back and then it is not even, it is nothing. She says yes, not like now she plays 12 like that. And of course when if she will go play level 5 or 10, it is easy, right? So life like this, once you get to that frequency, to that level of your awareness, you look back and you see like what was that? It was not even just even difficult. Let's go, let's see what will be the next. And this is
Mhm.
how we grow, right? We never stop. So here we speak about this specific knowledge, is the knowledge of ourselves. This is the most important knowledge about yourself, that you understand you have all the power, everything is there, all information which you need is already here. It is omnipresent everywhere, everything you need, all the knowledge is omnipresent everywhere, everything already has been created. Nothing can be created or destroyed. You just think about it. Nothing can be created or destroyed. Everything is already here. And why we don't get it, why we don't have it yet, it is because we just haven't grown to that level of awareness. And when we grow, that is why we have to always push those boundaries. Yes, because we are very limited in our understanding. That is why it is always important to grow and learn. And I tell you that this program, after this program, even if you don't go to any other program at all, like this program, these 12 lessons which we do today together, you don't need anything. If you just get it, really get it, not just listening to me or reading or listening to videos. You really have to feel it to embody all these principles. So you become that new person from understanding, from your awareness about yourself, about understanding how powerful you are. And then you will not give any fears, any doubts, any limitations stop you, because you can do everything you want. You just open your mind and set the right goals and take actions and understand what stops you, what holds you. It's just the programs. Like computer, we change, we always update our database, right? We update software on mobiles. Mobile company produces new and new software New software allows you to do something that 10 years ago you couldn't have, right? Like Nokia before. It was white and black, although we were very happy. But who would like to use Nokia now, white and black, and the buttons? Yeah, you just think about this. Like your version of you who is waiting for you, you just think that like now you're that Nokia and look like 5 years ahead, and then it is like 17 iPhone. And this is how we grow, like we also upgrade ourselves, upgrade, and then we look back and we see how well I did that. Otherwise I would stay there, and I don't even imagine myself, yes, how who I was 5 years ago or even 2 years ago. And for you, when you finish this program, you will not even recognize yourself how you started. It is such a huge shift. Okay, so I want to hear from you now. today today I spoke a lot because this is really, I want you to get this lesson. It is very powerful. Like it should be like really in every cell of your body, this way of thinking, this way of attitude to everything.
You see, going back for me, obviously, I did said I'd be quiet, but obviously that's not happening now. um, for me, one of the things I've took from it all was an earlier lesson, which has implanted many different things. So for me, obviously, I use a little acronym that I play with now, which is take a sip of the spiritual and intellectual and control the physical. Um, this helps you to understand that you've already got that power to break through the barriers of the wall. You know, it helps you achieve your bigger goals because by implanting like those ideas and using that spiritual and intellectual, you control your heart. You give your heart you don't let it rule you anymore because that's where you'll fall down by letting the emotional effect of your outside influence take over that a little bit. So, you know, for me, that's the way, one of the ways I've looked at it all is just self belief, self belief that you have got that power and everybody's got that power, like Eleanor said. You know, it's all there, it's all inside you. You've just got to believe and understand and see it for yourself and just go for your dreams no matter what they are, how big they are. It's like myself, you know, my initial goal was, you know, I wanted to be a millionaire. Well, obviously I am a millionaire. If I was going to repeat what I write is I'm so happy and grateful. You know, I'm a multimillionaire, best-selling author and renowned medium. Now, quite recently I changed that, as Eleanor's aware of, and possibly Daniel. Now, the difference now is I've decided that that's not big enough. I don't know how I'm going to get there, but I'm working on it. But it's now, I'm so happy and grateful. I'm a billionaire, best selling author, and renowned medium because I'm manifesting all these sort of like inflows of money to me because I've committed to believing in me, believing in my power, and everybody has that inability. And for myself, I just try and like show that it's achievable. And by showing that I have that power, and if I've got that power, every single one of you here has got that too. And it's just believing in that a little bit. That, well, not a little bit, it's understanding that it is what it is. You know, go for it, go for your dreams. You know, remove the inhibitions and your virus code, imprint your imagination with you as your star in the script. And obviously you can bring little bits of each lesson in. um you know, be your future self, you know, your inner Jedi, you know, your super sage. Learn to clear your mind and operate at a higher frequency. It's understanding that everybody has that power, and it's like Eleanor said yet again, it is there, it's inside you. How can you not let it show? You know, for me it's like I've learned that every single one of us is extremely special. And you've got to understand that you are special. Everybody's special in their own little way. You've got to believe in that and just keep going for that. Don't let anything stop you. Like I say, understand the spiritual and the intellectual connections that you have. That imprints the correct things inside you, which then controls your heart rather than letting your heart influence exactly what you do and repeating your paradigm. And that's what you don't want to do. You have to commit to it because there are no limitations to what you can achieve. That's entirely down to the commitment that you put in and the self belief that you create within yourself. This is why, for me, I just radiate every day and I dance on the beaches. I take the dog. I do everything that it takes. Don't get me wrong. I've not, lately I've not been putting on my little bits in my PQ system, but I don't need to do that because, but yesterday I went, oh, let's have a little quick look. And I could have put like 150 different things in, but I didn't. I just did a few, took it up to what it needs because all I do is go back and learn lessons all the time. I take that time because as I'm walking, as I'm doing anything, I live in my earbuds. So I've even ordered some earbuds that I can sleep in because when you sleep, you also help imprint these ideas and these thoughts in your subconscious. So by doing that while you're asleep, that happens. So let's say your conscious mind is not influencing anything. That will help you take that in subconsciously. And, for me, that's why I just use my purple power every day, manifest everything I want. Everything's coming together. I've got 5, possibly 6 things that I work on now. And they say that every billionaire should have at least 7. Well, I've got 5 income streams right now. Obviously, there's something that I'll find out about after the event that Elena's sort of like dropped little snippets of like things for. Now, obviously, I'm very intrigued by that because it just makes me feel good that, and this is why I share all my different things, whether anybody takes actions or not, through the smarts, and everything else that I'm involved in is that's up to you, but it's your decision. I can only give you like the power to make your life better and the opportunity. You've got to take it with both hands and believe in that you can achieve this. So create all these little income streams. Suddenly, when you're worrying about money, you're not worrying about money. I couldn't care less. I started, as everybody knows, a few months ago, absolutely crippled in my job. And I went, do you know what? I've got to change everything. Time I use my brain. In 6, 7 weeks now, I've gone from nothing to, yeah, purple power. On a different level, as I would describe it.
Very good, Lee. So yes, that's congratulations. Congratulations. Really good to hear such a huge shift. Really, like wow, you are like a skyrocket, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah. Well, and
about
that's the thing. I do it
mm,
because I did say I would commit to doing it.
this is
And
very good word, commit. Yes, when you committed and when you do the work, this is how it shows up. When you do the work, what is required, and this is program especially like you have to commit to do it, not just know, but really do and embody that every step. This is how change happens. Yes, we are limited of time because it is already 7:06. So I
yeah, I know. And I was like, oh God, I've been talking a lot as usual.
yeah, let's just quickly we want to listen Paul.
Yeah, I'll
uh,
listen a little bit. Sorry now. And obviously, in a few minutes, I'll let you know when I have to go. All right.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lee. It was great to see your progress. Yes, this is again when people do the work, this is how it become so fast. You don't need to wait for months. This change can happen very fast that you don't even imagine. But really you have to take, and you are such a great example. Yeah, I tell you, you're such a great uh, evidence. Yes, like
Yeah, yeah.
how this
Thank
knowledge
you very
could
much, Eleanor. Thank
work.
you.
Yeah.
That's, it's really, that is like, that you say that, because I know I've put the work in, and that's why I tried my best to enlighten people every morning and try and give them little ideas to make them think about it. And that started because of you and Daniel. So thank you both very much for, you know, allowing me to learn the little bits from you and advance to a completely different level. Luckily enough for me, I had that massive moment, and that was the change in everything. Like I've said before, the first day of week 3. But you've given me so much, and I feel now that I can even help you all more, because I have that power,
Very good,
and
very
and
good.
that's the
Yes,
difference now.
you
The
know the
student
best.
becoming an additional teacher.
Yeah, this is exactly what should be. Like the student should overcome the teacher. Yes, so the best result for teacher to see his student overpass him. This is exactly what should be. When we look at Andrew Carnegie and Napoleon Hill, yes, like just think about this. Andrew Carnegie was the wealthiest man in the world to that time. He and his circle, like Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, like people of his circle who were like, the wealthiest, the most successful people of the time, they had that idea like they everybody dies, right? They didn't want to take this knowledge that is so valuable, so powerful. They didn't want to take it to the funeral with them, so they were obsessed with this idea to to put this knowledge somewhere to the generations of people could use it. So Andrew Carnegie was looking for somebody who can do this work, who can interview about 500 different people of the time who achieved this success, who broke through, who understood the secrets of success. And he was looking for somebody. And Napoleon Hill was just a reporter. He didn't have money to pay for the hotel. He went to meet Andrew Carnegie when he heard about this to speak to him, and he didn't have money to stay in the hotel. That is why he got so happy when Andrew Carnegie invited him to his house, where he spent 3 days. But how that happened? This is I want to share with you this story because it is related to our week when we learn about decision making. He made the offer to him, and he when he offered him to do this work, he said that you will work with this on this project for 20 years. You will not get paid. You will not get any salary from me, but you will get access to all these successful people. You will interview them. I will give you recommendation letters, so they will speak to you, and you will ask them questions. You will study and interview them, what help them to be successful. And you just think about this decision making, how important it is not just make decision. Some people say, oh, I'll think about this, yeah, oh, I have to ask somebody, oh, I have the, and they never do, they never succeed, because this is just the way how they make decision, and this way which stop them from success. So he asked this question, he gave him this offer, and he was holding the watch under the table, and he was looking how long it will take time for Napoleon to give the answer. And his rule was that he will get person in who will answer faster than 1 minute. Like people who took more time, who were studying, oh, I'm there, when I came, I don't think how I can work 20 years without money. I am a student. I have brother to take care of. Out. 1 minute finished. Goodbye. So it took 28 seconds. 28 seconds for Napoleon to say yes, I want it. Although he had all the reasons to tell why he cannot, because he just was a student, he was very taking care of his brother. And what interesting that Andrew Carnegie said, promise me that you will repeat this every day, that you will write this down, you will read it every morning, every evening, and you will take this gold card with you. And on that gold card, it was written that I'm so happy and grateful now that I surpass you, Andrew Carnegie, and I achieved more success. So you just think about, suppose he was student with no money for hotel, and he had to read every day that he will surpass the wealthiest in the world.
Mhm.
And you just think about this, how he could feel. But he promised. Initially, this idea was absolutely like absurd, right? How can it be? Like, no way. Where is he and where was Andrew Carnegie? Like a metallurgical magnate, right? Like having metallurgical factories. And but he promised. So initially he was feeling like absurd, like, oh, how can it be? But because he promised, he started reading. He was closing himself in the bathroom and he was reading this loud many times a day. And this is how it happened. How it happened. Andrew Carnegie helped about 50 people to become millionaires. Napoleon Hill, through his book Think and Grow Rich and his work, which he did, he helped millions millionaires. And he became very wealthy. And still now, so many people read this book and so many people acknowledge that this principle which he wrote there became the principles of their success. So that is why when you said that the student, I will teach you, I would be happy. I would be happy, and I will be really so happy to learn from you, of course, when you get to that level. And I'm looking forward for that.
Yeah, you see, I'm 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 looking forward to the next event because I am going to be on that stage and I am going to share my power with everybody watching, everybody in that room, and I'll be the best promotional video you've ever had for the system and what it's able to do, because I will show the transformation that is possible if you commit to what it's all about. And I'll be happy to stand on that stage. And you know me, I love talking, especially when I get in my element, because what I do is I might make little notes, start looking at them just for a few moments, and then I just let my subconscious mind talk, because it's natural, uninhibited thought process that just radiates. And that
Exactly.
is what I do. And so I'll be more than happy. And obviously, when I get back from Barcelona, I will share everything that I can with everybody, just so that they completely understand all the opportunities that I can bring from there to share with everybody else. And obviously, I'll also do the same, Eleanor, what we spoke about yesterday, and introduce this to a few other people while I'm there. And hopefully it just creates a bigger circle of fame that is at a different level altogether, because you can always improve everything as you go along. But
Right, right. So yes. Mm-hmm.
on
Yes,
that
right.
note, I am going to go because obviously I need to get going and get dog for a walk before I take dad to hospital.
Mhm.
But have a wonderful weekend, all of you. I will try and get on tomorrow morning, but I'm catching my plane at sort of like 7:40, so I may be on my phone. I'll be up obviously, but I'll get on my phone so I can at least chat and talk and just go, good morning, everybody. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Lee. So yes, enjoy your walk. Yes, and
I
we'll see you
will.
tomorrow.
Yes. And Lee, if you're joining us later today, can you please try to get hold of one of those purple sweets from the Quality Street?
Yes, I will. Yeah.
Yeah. Get one and have it ready. Okay?
Yeah,
Very
I can definitely do that.
See you later then.
Yeah, because what time is it later on, Paul?
It's 3:30 UK time.
Okay, so couple feedback from you. Paul, would you like to share? Today we didn't hear Paul, we didn't hear Daniel yet. Let's share quickly and we wrap up this meeting.
Yes. I think it's all about what I call those audible clicks. You know those the character from The Simpsons, Homer Simpson, when he smacks his forehead and he goes, "Doh." It's those audible clicks, and this is what's resonating with me now, because as you go through this module, then you're starting to remember what happened in previous modules, and this is what the transformation is about. Like, I'm seeing all of us, we're all becoming more confident, we're all becoming more open, we're all becoming more expressive, we're all resonating with the power that each and every one of us is emanating towards the other person. And I think that's my key takeaways from these incredible learnings, these incredible teachings.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. Yes, this is how you can see the process of creating powerful team, right?
Yes.
Like this understanding, this knowledge get people to the same frequency, and this is how people become the most efficient and powerful together, because they operate at the same frequency. And so the energy becomes like those batteries which we are put together. It becomes so powerful because people are starting getting it, and they start thinking from the same level, right? Instead of being indifferent and you pull somebody and they pull you down, and this so much energy is lost. So this is how every company, if they implement these principles and teach this knowledge to the teams, this is how teams become so powerful and effective.
Yes. And I was also thinking that have any of you ever watched that Irish movie, The Commitments? No? It's about people who committed to a goal. There are these young, broke, what they thought was talentless musicians, decided to come together on the streets of Dublin, and they decided to form a musical group. And it was absolutely transformational. That the progress that they went through. They had two girls, and then they had the four guys. And I was just thinking for a moment there, if you were to like look at us as a musical group, we could become something like The Commitments. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
let's
remember that film, Paul.
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you like it, Alan?
Yeah, very good. Yeah, it just shows what's possible if you've got a big dream and if you commit to it.
Yes,
Very good.
yes,
Let's
yes.
watch this movie together one day after the event. We can watch together and we can discuss, right? We can
Yes,
discuss that
yes.
movie. It is great to watch movies and discuss because we also can pick up so much as a team from that movie.
Exactly. And there was one really key part. There was one of the people in it, and she only got a backing role, but she became the most famous out of all of them, and that was Andrea Corr. And then she formed a group there with her brother and her sisters, and then she became the musical group the Corrs as a result of that, and she made millions upon millions from her
Yeah,
cross.
very talented.
Yes, very, very talented lady. Yeah.
Great, great. Anybody else? Daniel, would you like to share your takeaway today?
Yeah. So many things, but now I'm just thinking of the worksheets, in terms of feedback. And I have to say, it's very powerful because, when you write, of course, you write your goals, and then first you get thinking, is it really what I want to do? Or is it something different? Is it something higher than that? Because this is so powerful, it really got me to think, right? And afterwards, you describe it. And when you put, these why ideas or something different, of course, and then you outline, the doubts, the fears, which come up, and you realize that these fears you know what, they've got no substance there, but already just expressing them, it's, you know, just very powerful. But really, you know what struck the most is when you do this exercise of imagining, I mean, of course, you know, we think, okay, what about if it, you know, if it doesn't, you know, get this way, which is a fear. But what about, which obviously is immaterial, and what about if, you know, it's very successful, you know? So that again, it's really just shifting your mind about where things can really go. And when you write this report about somebody else, not yourself, it's like, right, if somebody else came with this goal and they had doubts, and then we tell them or encourage them, you know, how to go there. This is really powerful because we remove the emotion from ourselves. It's like, of course you can do it. Sure, go for that. The sky's the limit, you know. And then you see, it's, for me, this helps kind of shifting the emotion. Don't know if it makes sense, but
Yes, right. Very good, very good. So we had powerful discussion today. Alan, anything else you would like to add to it before we wrap up?
Well, there's so much I could add, but let's save it for tomorrow.
Okay, great. So I wish you a great day and see you tomorrow.
See you guys today at 3:30. Yes.
Yeah, see you at 3:30, Paul.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be there.
We're going to record some little bits, some little snippets. At the
I'll
event.
be there.
Okay?
Okay,
Thank you, guys.
great. See you
Cheers.
later today then.
See you later. Bye.